Morning everyone. This video is for the summary of lesson number 60 and the name of the lesson is typing lesson 8 upper row. There are two options for starting this lesson. So first is typing lesson 8 for the students who are not so fluent with touch typing, and for the students who are fluent with touch typing they can do the self-guided learning. So for starting the typing lesson 8 you are going to start the class by taking a review, and the question for the review is where should your head and eyes be in the correct typing posture. And you are going to provide a challenge to the students that for today your goal is to only look ahead while typing and not look down. Now for the next 45 to 50 minutes the students are going to type in Typing Master. So firstly they are going to log in Typing Master and they are going to finish the activities of the lesson 2, 3 and 4. And their partner is going to provide them feedback on how well they are keeping their eyes on the screen. For refreshment, they can also play a game given on the right side menu of Typing Master. After 20 minutes of typing, they have to finish their activity and they are going to switch their place with their partner. While some students are typing, the facilitator is going to interact with the other students on their Duolingo progress and will update the feedback sheet. After all the students are done typing, you are going to call on 2 or 3 students to ask the question, how well were you able to keep your eyes on the screen while doing typing on the Typing Master today? Now for option 2, the self-guided learning for students who are fluent with touch typing. Firstly, the students are going to set a goal for today, what they want to learn and what they are going to start with. So for today, you can instruct the students that they can set a goal for something related to job apps or for online searching. And they can use the sentence starter given in the FRB. You can allow the students to use their phones or to use their laptops for the self-guided learning session, and if they have any query or question, they can look for the answers online or they can ask their peers before asking the facilitator. While the students are at task, you are going to ask the other students for their Duolingo progress and you are going to update the feedback sheet. Everyone has completed their goal, you are going to conduct a TPS activity for the student, and the questions for the TPS are, the first question is, did you accomplish your goal today? Why or why not? And the second question is, what challenges did you run into today and how did you try to solve them? After taking the responses for the TPS activity, you are going to play a very fun energizer with the students, and the name of the energizer is machines. So for this energizer, you are going to firstly divide the class into groups of 3 or 4 students. In this energizer, you are going to call out the name of any machine, for example a bicycle or a mixer, and the students have to act out that machine. But the challenge is that each group member should be involved in this activity. Part of the lesson is conflict resolution 1, and the objective of the lesson is that students are going to understand the meaning of conflict and they are going to understand that conflict is not always a negative thing. And the students are going to analyze conflict resolution by using the scenarios, and they are going to understand that during conflict resolution if people's needs are being met or not. The first step is introduction, and in introduction you are going to firstly write the word conflict on the whiteboard, and then you are going to ask the students that what comes in your mind when you hear the word conflict. When the students are giving you the responses, you are going to make a word web around the word on the whiteboard, and you are going to connect all the responses to the word conflict. Then you are going to ask 3 questions from the students. The first question is, what do you notice about the web? Second question is, what is the difference between conflict and violence? And the third question is it possible for a conflict to be positive? If yes, give an example. Then you are going to explain that conflict is when 2 groups or 2 people want something different, and it is a very natural part of life. So we all experience conflict in our professional or in our personal life, but it does not mean that it always has to be negative. There can be positive outcome to conflict as well. The way that we respond to conflict could make it worse or could make it better for everyone who is involved in that conflict. The next step, you are going to instruct the students for watching the AV of the lesson number 60. After the students are done watching the AV, you are going to conduct a TPS activity, and the questions for the TPS are, first question is, how did the people in the video react when they had a conflict about which color to paint on the wall? The second question is, how did they resolve the conflict in the end? The third question is, how do you usually react when there is a conflict? The fourth question is, do you usually get what you want out of the conflict, and does the other person get what they want out of the conflict? The next step is of scenarios, and for this step you are going to divide the classroom into groups of 5 students, and you are going to ask the students to open their SAB, and in their SAB there are 5 resolutions written, and you are going to divide the resolutions A, B, C, D and E into the 5 groups. The groups are going to read their resolutions and they are going to summarize the resolution in front of the class. Next step is partner discussion, and for this step you are going to break the class into pairs and you are going to ask them to think about any conflict from their personal life, either big or small. They are going to share their experiences with their partner and they are going to discuss the following questions. The first question is, how did you feel during the conflict? The second question is, what did you want or what did you need? The third question is, what did the other person in the conflict want or need? And the fourth question is, what happened in the end? And the fifth question is there any better way that you can think of right now that could have resolved that conflict? I'm going to give 5 minutes to the first partner to discuss their experience and then they can switch their roles. Then you are going to call on 3 or 4 students to tell the main points of their discussion to the whole class. You can end the session by acknowledging what the students have done well in the class, and then you can conduct the pledge. Thank you so much.